A program manager for old school RuneScape is dismissing player complaints regarding the newly released patch that removed gendered options from the character creator and added pronouns. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Roll this up over at thatparkplace.com. And so this is what happened in an update published on August 14th. Old school RuneScape developer Jagex announced this. In the updated makeover interface, players may now choose between body type A and body type B, offering the freedom to pick either body type without the restriction of gender labels. To give you even more room for self-expression, you can now choose a preferred pronoun for your player character from the following options: he, him, she, her, or they, them. You can also continue without selecting a pronoun. It's if that's what you prefer. The game will use the default based on body type, similar to how it has always been. They also added this: all facial hairstyles can now be used with both body types. Former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern, aka Grums, reacted to this update and also shared a screenshot showing what the makeover interface now looks like in game. He said they just ruined OG RuneScape. Mandatory and unasked for update forces body types and pronouns onto players. And they have ruined this because they are clearly embracing transgender ideology, transgenderism. I've discussed this in numerous videos explaining why this is wrong. This idea that you have to adopt this language is the first part of a lengthy process, slippery slope, if you want to call it, that ultimately or could lead to actual castration, physical mutilation of oneself, or having a doctor doing it for you. And at the end of the day, it's also lying. And that's why it is ultimately wrong too, because it is lying. Because there are only two genders, there are two sexes, there are male and female. They are God created. You cannot switch between them, and there is no what do they call it? Sliding scale or whatever term they use. That does not exist. There is male and there is female. That is how God created us. And that is why this stuff is so wrong and so evil, because there's a rejection of the truth. And at the end of the day, they're lying not only to themselves, but trying to convince other people to buy into the lie as well. And numerous players are not happy with this new change and have indicated that they will boycott. And some of them have already shared that they have canceled their subscription because of the change. And the program manager is just dismissing it. So this one user here, History Nerd 151, wrote this: Jagex Ash, which is the community, whatever he is, the program manager. We didn't vote on this. I play RuneScape to escape from this BS, not to be forced to see it. This will cost you players. I'm debating on canceling my membership. Jagex Ash, I'm going to struggle with that. I wouldn't have expected you to see it very often unless you're switching up at the makeover mage really regularly, but thanks for letting me know you no longer wish to play due to players having that text option. All the best with your future gaming. So completely dismissive of this player. Completely. It's insulting. And then he adds the smiley there to be even more smug and insulting. And I think this shows you kind of where this company is at. They employ someone like this. And at the end of the day, they clearly do not care about the truth. They care about the message that they can send through their game. These people are indeed ideologues. Another person here, I will admit, was a little bit more vitriolic. He wrote this: Jagex Ash, congratulations. Obviously used a pejorative there. You took a beloved game that was universally beloved and you destroyed it with one and completely unnecessary move just to pander to crazy people who don't play your game in the first place. Now watch your player base drop. He responded, to be honest, there were similar doom predictions when we first ran Pride events, and they just didn't seem to come true year after year. However, many times social media predicted it. Thanks for the warning, though. Another user shared a screenshot of him canceling his subscription, and he wrote this: hey, I tweeted at you a few days ago about chinning Screen Shake. You got back in touch with me, which was really cool. This isn't. Unsubbed from 2 6-month reoccurring accounts. Will return when the political garbage is out of the game. Leave your sexuality at home. And obviously you can see the screenshot here saying that he canceled his subscription. And Ash responded saying, I'm afraid the inclusion changes released over the last years are intended to stay. I'm glad we were able to talk about the screen shake, but if this becomes the last time you're around, thanks very much for playing and all the best for your future gaming. So these people aren't even trying to keep these players. They do not care about you. They only care about pushing their agenda. It's very clear. But here's another example. Becca wrote this. Why is Jagex forcing gender pronouns on players? Where is the option to even opt out? She added, it's absurd. Gender politics are being forced upon players who have a view of remaining neutral or who are even against it. I don't remember seeing a poll for this, and I think this should be removed immediately. It shouldn't even go to poll anyway. What's going on? How disconnected is Jagex from the player base? And Ash responded saying this. In all the years you've been playing, the games actually always use pronouns to refer to you in thousands of bits of text across the game. So now he's obviously being condescending here, using a disingenuous argument, because that's clearly not what this person is referring to. They're clearly referring to the fact that they're embracing transgenderism. And this guy is trying to play semantic word games with people. I mean, it's totally dishonest. Like I said, these people are not about the truth. They are literally just about trying to get you to buy into their lies. Nevertheless, he said this. Previously, players just didn't get much choice about which, so we've made the game just a little more accommodating. There are only two options. This idea that you have these more choices is wrong. She then said this. My take is that it's a topic that creates far more division than unity, as you can see from the responses. Yes, pronouns are always used in the English language, but Jagex is making a statement here. And he said, if you want to be referred to with different text, we'll let the game do that. It's important to some people whom we accept. That'll be the statement, sure. And the text isn't seen that much by other people, so I expect others can mostly ignore it. Again, he does not care about the truth, which is what this is really about. And you can see he's all about allowing people to lie to themselves, which just shows a complete and utter lack of character and integrity. So on top of being dismissive about player concerns regarding the removal of gender options and the addition of pronouns, Grums shared his belief that the company is contemplating making misgendering a reportable offense in the game. And he notes this is the slippery slope. And if you've been alive for at least 20 years, you've seen how the slippery slope works in the real world. It obviously works with the video games here as well. And Grums posted this. RuneScape product manager Jagex Ash is thinking about making a misgendering a reportable offense in the game. See, it doesn't stop at pronouns. It's a slippery slope, and it is not going to be optional in RuneScape. Players are already asking for the ability to report and ban players from misgendering now. They are also asking asking that their pronouns be more visible to others in the game. If you oppose it, they say you are against inclusivity. No, we are just against SJW politics being forced into old games and forced upon other players, the majority of which have no wish for these changes to be banned because they forgot to get your dearkin pronoun wrong. Obviously, sharing screenshots here of Ash indicating that he would take the recommendation of banning players for misgendering under advice. So this is what is happening with old school RuneScape. It's absolutely repugnant. It is repulsive. It should be rejected. If you are playing this game, you should immediately install, ask for a refund, and let your voice heard as to why you are rejecting this game. And at the end of the day, you shouldn't be subjecting yourself to games that are trying to propagandize you, especially with transgender propaganda. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth.